experiences
True.
on how
But
to
now, on some real shit though, dude, I'm
deal
just
with
glad
certain
you're okay,
situations.
because that's crazy. Like, I wouldn't even know,
Yeah,
like,
facts.
I wouldn't even know what to do in a situation like that.
Because we
Honestly,
were,
I don't
yeah,
even know how
facts.
I'd react.
And it's good you telling us this. Now we know like what's out there. Like now you could fucking buy a firearm just in case, protection, shit like that. And plus we here for you, bro. No matter what.
Dead ass.
Y'all niggas is
We might
faggots.
have to go murk some niggas, bruh, on some real
No, it's
shit.
not just like being faggots. It's like, bro,
I might have to
Nah,
we're
call in
here
the
as a friend.
AC-130 on them, bruh.
You come to our party, you tell us whatever, bro. We don't. We're not here to judge. That's the whole point of this party. We're here as a family, brothers all over, brothers,
Dead
sisters. We
ass.
don't give a fuck.
Why would we judge for? Why would we judge for that though? That's like some crazy shit, bruh. That's some like life and death shit.
Mm-hmm.
That's not any joke at all. That's that's real. That's as real as it gets.
That's a fact.
it sounds mad corny, but I'm not gonna go into a whole like long ass discussion about it. But like that should change everything. Yo, like
Nah, but it's good
shit
that
is
you're
weird
talking
now.
about it. Release the shit you're going through right now. Release it. Cause that fucking shit got
I
me
mean,
fucked up. I can't even think myself.
how are you doing, Omega?
What happened?
Which one?
Like, how are you doing?
How did he do it? You said?
No,
No.
how are you doing? How are you? How are
I'm
you?
chilling. I'm just trying to get this job search going again. I'm chilling.
Yo. Alright, well, good. But, real quick.
Wait, hold
Real
up,
quick.
because that thing is like breaking in and out. I gotta go back to my TV real
Can
quick.
you hear me?
You
Hold
said
up.
real quick. You gotta check on something real quick, Malachi.
Alright. So can you hear me?
You mean like the PS4 home screen?
Yeah, yeah, exactly. Remove all that shit, you know?
Yep.
Yeah, just, real quick, just like sit. Just breathe in through your nose
Uh-huh.
and out through your mouth, right? Like, what do you feel? Do you feel anything about it?
You mean about the gun dude?
About anything? What do you feel right now?
Hungry?
Good. No, that's good.
That's
That's
really
good.
that's some good shit.
Nah, why?
Yeah.
That's
Now
all
the
the
next
trick
thing,
question. What the
now the
fuck?
next thing we need you
No,
to
no, no, no.
do
It's not a trick question.
is eat.
Yeah, no, I mean, sure. Yeah,
Nah,
eat.
keep
Okay,
laughing,
you're
bro.
hungry. Please eat. I want your honest, your honest opinion. Like, maybe it takes a couple breaths for you. I mean, it only takes one for me, but, like, breathe in through your nose and out through your mouth a couple times. Chill. Like, be here. And tell me
Nah,
what
I'm
you
gonna try
feel.
it again
Like, do
then.
you
I'm gonna
feel
try it again.
anything?
Alright, hold on.
Yeah, right?
It's
Like,
all good. It's all good. Don't worry about
like,
it.
listen to our voice. That chime in the background. Listen to the
Chow
sound of
me
your fan
definitely
on or
helps.
whatever it might be, you know? In through your nose, out through your mouth, just breathe. Like, what do you feel? You know? Continue to breathe.
I'm not even gonna lie. I kind of feel like now that I did that, I'm just looking around my moon like, yo, this is dope. Like, I'm still trying to get over the fact that like I dead ass busted my ass for almost a year to save enough money, and I actually moved to Florida. And I have my own apartment now.
That's awesome.
That
That's
is,
awesome.
Okay, mate, time
fuck
to
yeah, dude.
focus on those lights. Let's get a clean
Still
getaway
not
and
used to.
defend that pole position.
Every time I come home, I'm fucking up. Yo, just came home to my apartment after work. This is crazy.
Yeah. Where did you live before?
Before I lived at home.
Yeah, good for you, man. I mean, you probably know better than most of us. I mean, I've been to Florida a handful of times, but there's a place out there, man. Different place than Albany, for sure. And different than New York, too. So, the shit you're talking about can happen. You know? But also, the shit that you want to happen can happen. So, it's part of it, you know? When you navigate it that way, come to terms with it because it's a reality, you know? but I really appreciate that. That's great. You just look around and you're just saying, I made it. That's fucking awesome.
But the crazy part is like, I mean, I feel like I accomplished this or whatever, but like, this isn't it. Like,
Yeah, you still have more to go.
at Papa John's, I'm thinking like, what's next? Like, what's the next one? Whatnot. That makes sense.
And now I hear you. I mean, what have you done so far? Like,
I'm trying to say, like, I can't accept it. I need some kind of challenge. This is who I am.
absolutely. I mean, like, have you gone through school?
I'm not to say.
What did?
And sociology.
Business and mathematics? Not business administration, but just business and mathematics?
Oh, business administration. Business administration and mathematics. It's like double minds.
Okay. Business sociology. Bro, you should just, you should look for some management positions, man. That's the best way. Like, if you could find something, anything, doesn't matter where it is, something that's open that's a management position, entry-level management, right? Like, inside sales manager or even retail management, like, find something like that, a niche, do that a year or so. I mean, you developed the brand right there, you know? Now you can be a manager of any team, and I know you like HR, like, now you're capable of being an HR manager, that right? You know? Like, you have the experience, never mind the skill set, like, you have the experience, because that's important, you know? Management experience is huge. You could be a manager of any team if you've been a manager before. If you can manage well, it doesn't matter what you're doing, you know, you can learn the subject matter afterwards. Management is a skill in and of itself, so.
It's a really good way of looking at it, Malachi.
I think so. I mean, that's what I believe, frankly.
I do too. No, 100%. I do. Like, just really well said.
Thank you. I mean, I think, like, even before your PHR, in order to get into HR, if you got into a management position, you could probably come into an HR manager position down the line, and later on get your SHRM, and that's even more useful than a PHR, frankly. That'll earn you more money in the long run.
I'm not even gonna lie. Like, I'm sitting here, that shit is resonating with me. Like, I never thought of it that way.
I mean, I think if I was in your shoes, and I'm not, but if I was, that's the approach I would take.
I mean, I'm already signed up to take my HR test in December anyway, so it's like, that's one thing now.
Well, sure. No, yeah, there's more power to you. You get that? Absolutely, then, you know, that path that I've just described becomes even easier, and, you know, more paths even open up, so. That's cool, man. So business administration is useful. Sociology, spin that any way you can to make it seem like, and it probably is a reality, but to make people believe that you understand how people think. Because that is also a huge skill. You know, de-escalation comes from that. Collaboration comes from that. There's so many offshoot sub-skills, subsets of skills that come from understanding people. You know, you can be client-facing, you can be comfortable being client-facing with understanding people. Customer-facing, employee-facing, it doesn't matter. You know, they're all translatable, and that's my point. Like, it doesn't matter what kind of management position you might get into, but if you get into it, then you are now set up to be a manager in any way, as long as you can learn those skills. But very cool. I just want to make sure you're cool. It sounds like you're moving cool. Little meditation, honestly, like what we just did there, like a little meditation. It's not, you know, I'm not saying, oh, I'm not doing it, it's just I just meditation.
I mean, I figured that, but I was wondering, like, what my thought process was, I'm like, I don't really know where this is leading, but this has got to be some kind of calming exercise, so I'm just gonna go. That's what I was thinking.
from. Yeah. I'm glad that you think that. I mean, that's what I studied. What we just did. That's what I studied. Mindfulness. I studied, I was going into econ and philosophy. In philosophy, I studied a lot of Buddhism and a lot of mindfulness. You know, that was a mindfulness practice that we just did. Mindfulness of thought. So there's 3 or 4 more that we could do. Learn more than mindfulness of thought. That's the start. Mindfulness of body is truly the thought, the start rather. But so, you can start with either.
I mean, I'm down. It sounds like educators.
Oh yeah. Dude, this shit is, that should save my life, man. That should change how I think.
So what's the next exercise?
Well, if you want to continue, I mean, I think frankly you should probably continue on mindfulness of thought. I mean, what else are you thinking? Like besides the future, you know? Like what is your immediate thought? What are you doing? What do you feel?
First I came out was my nephew.
What about that?
Just learning how to fucking use the water body to the it's bad like my whole family is like fucking like texting each other and really updating each other every 3 minutes and then they get figured out. Like the first I think 2 times with that like he would go to the toilet, look at it and then like go to the bathroom in his pants. Like, I guess he didn't get that far yet. He figures, alright, I think I'm supposed to go here. Now what? So the 3rd time he actually used the bathroom. And he figured out his mom gave him a cookie. And he managed to figure out already within a day that every time he uses the bathroom, he gets a cookie. So he started to fake using the bathroom. Like he would go to the toilet and pretend he's using the bathroom and then like that's how like yo, that's dope because niggas only not even 3. He'll be 3 next year. He's not even 3 yet. And he's already recognizing patterns and how he like just to use it.
That's good. It's so cool, behavioral psychology, to see how humans grow. To just watch them grow. It's so cool. Aren't you like 6 years old? You know, like that around. That's so cool. Yeah, I mean, I think that if you were to continue along this state thing of body, right? The next would probably be mindful of your emotions, right? Not what you thought, it's supposed to be different. You know? When I say what do you feel, I mean like, what are you experiencing in your life? Like, in recent times, but maybe in the long run, what have you been feeling, but what are you feeling? Right?
Good shit.
Good race.
Oh yeah, I think we're talking about conversation.
Yeah, I thought so too at first.
Oh, both ways. Yeah, fuck it, both ways. Good shit.
Hell yeah,
Good shit,
actually.
man.
Actually,
No, but I
guys,
get what
high
Malachi's
fucking
saying.
5.
Like, what are you going through right now? What's the feeling, your emotions happening right now?
Yeah.
That shit fucked me up. And so when I heard Malachi talk about some real shit, I was like, alright, let me calm down.
Not really. Like, you know, like just breathe, right?
Take a deep breath, let that shit out. Take out all the stuff that's happening inside of you.
Right.
It's like a vacuum cleaner.
Right. And not necessarily what do you think, but like what do you feel? What do you sense? What do you see?
This nigga. Thanks.
Superficial there.
Thank you.
You see some nice ass titties on what?
I guess my hormones is kicking in. That's when I'm
That
feeling.
comment added so much to this
thing is imagining,
conversation.
bruh.
But no,
No, I mean you can close your eyes or not. You know what I mean? Like, but what do you feel?
sage mode.
Like I feel the feeling like right. I'm
I
on
feel
the left side of my
worried,
rib cage.
honestly,
Why? About what?
about Kyrie. That's some crazy shit, dude.
Yeah, I understand. I did too. That's I think how we got on this whole thing.
And I think, Malachi, I think you heard the panic in his voice.
Yeah. Absolutely.
So I heard it too. It was like crying for help.
Right. But
No,
feel,
more like-
feel now, right? Like, feel everything that surrounds you. Feel your sensation, and breathe in that sensation right through your nose and out your mouth. Because it's not you. It's filtered through you, but it's not generated by you. So what do you feel?
Yo, we gotta create like a security android that'll like protect niggas, bruh. In areas like that. Like, what the fuck? Like, why aren't any people around? You know what I mean?
I know what you mean.
Like some button you could press or
That
something,
has other implications, though. You know.
and that nigga will
I don't know if
just...
you ever played Deus Ex, but like, there's an implication right there. It's clearly outlined in that, and it's a clearly outlined thought anyway. But if we were to have drones or sentries monitoring the streets, the implications of having a sentient technology is great, or are great.
I think it could be useful.
I think it certainly could be useful. It just could certainly also be abused, you know, exploited.
Right. You're right.
Very, very interesting though, because like Kyrie said, there's still some nigga around, running around with a mask on, a bandana on, threatening people at a whim. How does that exist today? How could that exist today? You know? If you're going to be a criminal, I mean, there are plenty of more discreet ways to do it. How are you going to be like a gangster today? And get away with it? How is that still a thing, you know? Very interesting.
Shit, I don't know. That shit isn't even cool, dude.
It's never been cool. It's just
I'll be right back.
a way of feeling acceptance, feeling like a part of something, you know?
Yeah.
It's
That
never been
exercise is
cool.
dope, yo. I deadass just lost myself for like a good 5 minutes in thought. But like basically, I don't know what words to use to describe it, but if you've seen like Dark Knight Rises, like I can only describe it using a movie.
Yeah.
Like that's what came to mind.
Yeah.
Like the part where Batman gets fucked up and thrown into the fucking pit where Bane was or whatever. That's the moment where everybody in the city, friend or foe, thinks this is the end of Batman. Like that's it.
Yeah.
No one ever comes out of that pit.
Wait,
It's
Omega, real
over,
quick.
like,
Yo, Omega, real quick.
yeah.
Remember what I said about, like, we're here for you, bro? This is exactly what I mean. Shit like this, anything that happens, bro, each and every one of us can help one another out. And
Absolutely.
we stick by
Get that
we
ass.
stick by our word.
Yo, we should go
Hey,
find
that
those
goes for everybody.
motherfuckers and break their
Go
arms.
to it, like, go do some shit, tell us, and bro, we're here for you, no matter what. And we're not leaving until you feel like you're your own person again, like who you were before.
Right. Anyhow, that you're secure, that you feel safe, that you feel comfortable. I mean, it's really about comfortable. I don't want you to feel... Yeah. Yeah. I mean... But when you say Dark Knight Rises, that way you think it's the end of Batman, what do you mean? Like, where are you in that anecdote?
Cause it's like in the movie, like no one thought he was gonna get out the pit or whatever, and like that's when, I mean, obviously it doesn't happen immediately, but like that's when the nigga literally gets out the pit. Like, doesn't even matter what happens after. Like the point is, like he was at the point where no one thought he would return. And like me as a person, I guess that's how that's, if that was a word, that's how I feel now, if that makes sense. Like, I'm at that point. But everybody that knows me as a person also gets excited because once I'm in this type of situation, like, these are all the ingredients, and then what happens next is some crazy shit. Like, basically, I come out of that hole like even stronger based on what happened before. So it's like, I didn't think that for a majority of my life or whatever, even though people would say it. Like, for example, my mom said when she visited, she's like, oh, you ever realize that you've had to fight for everything? Like, no matter what happened to you, you figured shit out. Like, I never really thought about it until she visited me in Florida. Like, now that I'm here, like I said, like, I actually made the moves to get here, and I'm actually seeing, like, holy shit, like, I actually did it. So it's like, I feel like it's, like, literally it was the gun to my head thing that changed everything. Like, and it's still too early for me to, like, process, in my opinion, too. Like, it just happened. It didn't even happen. It happened 24 hours ago. It's not even like it was last week or some shit.
Right.
So I'm kind of still in shock, but at the same time, I'm excited because this is that point where I come out of the hole with some shit, and I'm excited to know, like, what that is.
Right.
Like, what's next?
Yeah. Nigga, what's next is we gotta build you some armor, bruh. I'm dead ass.
Yeah, no, that's a point of
Fucking
realization.
hate guns, dude.
That's
What a
that's an
pussy
important
weapon,
thing
bruh.
to see.
What a
The fact
fucking
that you
pussy
see that
weapon.
is really important. You know, the fact that you see that this is a point of realization is really important, because there are plenty of people who come to this point or such a point and don't realize that they're realizing something about themselves. And when I say, the reason why I use that twice, it's a sense of awareness of how you're aware of the world. It's a sense of perception of how you perceive the world. There is that double layer, right? You can perceive the world, and that's a thing. You can be aware of the world and your surroundings, and that's a thing. You can, you know, something can be realized in your life, and that's a thing. But if you don't have that second layer, if you don't abstract from that abstraction of your reality, then you can't see it, you can't perceive it, right? So for you to have perceived that you are now, that's a stepping stone, is really important.
You're basically saying, like, we're in 2D right. Well, this is probably a bad analogy, but if I were in 2D, to realize that I have a perspective of something would be 3D, and now I'm in 4D. Like, I'm realizing that I realize some shit.
Right. Yeah, I know what you mean, and yeah. Like, it is that, because if everybody's living in 3D, and that fourth dimension is, if everybody's living in 3D, like we live in space, but we're determined by time, it's called that 4D. To abstract from all of them, right, that is, now you're at, like, 5D. You're looking in at space and time, and your situation and other situations, and saying, this is who I am, this is where I am, this is what I need to do, this is what I have done. Like, you gain perspective on the entire timeline, you know? So.
You know what else is funny? Like, it sounds corny again, but, like, see, if this was 10 years ago, I would, like, be embarrassed to say this out of being, like, insecure that I'd be called a nerd or whatever. But, like, all my favorite, like, shows and shit like that, like, for example, like, my favorite shows, I mean, aside from, like, Dragon Ball Z and, like, Yu Yu Hakusho, like, those are, like,
right.
They don't count. But, like, my favorite show is One Piece. And in the show, like, the character, like, this is exactly, I'm also starting to realize a pattern in the type of animes and shows I like. That's what I'm saying. Like, I always seem to like the story of the character where the character was the underdog of the story that no one thought it would succeed, or he or she, or make it out, whatever the situation was. And then the character continuously proves him wrong. and slowly begins to win over everybody that doubted them. If that makes sense. That's always a story that I'm attracted to. Like that's how it is in One Piece. I think you've watched Naruto before. I know Med has. That's how it was in Naruto. Like that's another show that I like. Whatever. Like, like Attack on Titan is another example. Like Attack on Titan, the character, long story short, his mom fucking dies, and he wants to take revenge on the thing that did it, and he can't. He can't take revenge. As these niggas are fucking Titans. Obviously, he's a fucking 8-year-old. I think he's gonna die.
Right.
I love that show. Like, and I compared it to, again, me being in the car and I had the gun. He had the gun on my temple, and I'm like, I want to take revenge, and there's nothing I can do about it right now.
Well,
And it's fucking. It makes me mad. Like it makes me enraged.
It does, but it's whatever you did.
How he felt in the show.
What did you do in that situation? You just didn't do
What did I
anything?
do?
You just sat there?
I just sat there, like, cause
Smart.
I was.
You
Now
shouldn't-
I can think about it, like it happened so quick, and when they say, yo, the whole idea of your life flashes before your eyes is a real fucking thing. Like I'm not saying I saw like a what do you call it, the roll of film, like you know the cliche like imagery of it.
All right, let's go.
True.
Exactly. The scary part, man.
Maybe he doesn't have no bullets.
But that was the scariest part about it later when I was thinking about it. The scariest part was I didn't feel any fear at all. And I think that's fucking scary. Like, I was thinking, like, why wasn't I, like, scared or, like, panicking or something?
Go.
Yeah, that's an interesting thought. I get why you brought up Dark Knight Rises in that moment. Right. But I understand where he's coming from, that there is like some level of fear that one should feel in a situation like that in order to act as optimally as possible, right? Alright. That's just interesting.
Oh yeah, that was crazy.
Right.
Dead ass,
It was
dude.
just weird because I almost thought I accepted, like, this is it, I'm gonna die now. Like, that's why it was weird. Like, why did I accept that so easy? Not easily, but, like, why was I okay with that?
I can't really answer that question. Like that's yeah, that's
I know what you mean though.
I think that's why I just want you to feel what you feel right now. Instead of what your answer is, you know? I mean, the next mindfulness practice would be like my present body. Like, do you feel what you feel anywhere in your body? Like, can you feel that? I've been feeling a lot better. But I'm already learning how to know most things. Well, I mean,
it's really your idea process.
yeah, it's
But we could, yeah.
that's like what I'm talking about. Like, absolutely takes time. The questions you have today aren't, chances aren't going to be answered today. So like, they'll become clear, you know, as long as you just continue to see your actions in the world, how you act in the world, how your actions affect other people. Like, your reality become clear, you know.